Yeah. Uh, Induction or portals or teleport. Here we go. Okay. All right, here. We'll watch the numbers tick up for a second. I have my fruit. I've had a lot of water. I've had some fruit. I'm going to have some soup later on. And all of that will get better after a minute. This disease I'm going to kill. In the next 12 hours, I'm going to eliminate a cold. Because that's what's got to be done. Welcome, everybody. If you were here after the last podcast, let me know if you have any questions about talking to Zach. Talking to Zach was a lot of fun. We've been working with Zach now for over a year. Hey, what's up, Scott? Uh, uh, yeah, yeah, correct. That's me too. But yeah, I've been working with Zach for a while, and it was a lot of fun to talk to him. He's very good at e-commerce, and he's one of the few. Quite frankly, not a lot of 3D printer guys are very good at e-commerce. So it's nice to see somebody who knows about it. But like Zach, at the previous interview that we had done, we talked about Amazon, and he had a lot of cool tricks around how to use Amazon. One of the big ones is like finding a niche. If you have a niche that you think is good, go to Amazon, search it up. Excuse me. And based on the top results that come up as you're typing out the query, those are the most popular things that people are looking for. So if you design a product for that, then you can insert something that's useful. Yeah, little bit sick today, but anyway, yeah. Let's know what do you guys want to go over today, Scott? What do you want to talk about? Um, let's see here. What else is going on? Get ready for Black Friday. If you haven't got ready for Black Friday, make sure you turn your ads on. Everybody should turn their ads on for Black Friday. Um, we're getting all ramped up. The everything's gonna come down. It's so hilarious. Production clients also have surges at Black Friday, so they call us last week and say like, "We need 1,000 parts." So we go ahead and say like, "It's Black Friday, you know that, right?" And they're like, "I know, we need 1,000 parts." I'm like, "Okay, fine, we'll squeeze you in." We try to figure out how to squeeze people in. Hey, what's up, Rick? Shipping out. Um, but anyway, the get ready for Black Friday. That's the whole thing. We're just gonna be shipping parts all the way through. The team is coming in on Black Friday. We give everybody Thanksgiving off, um, but we're an e-commerce company, so we work on Black Friday, and then we'll be shipping out parts during that day. Most of the post providers are not working on Friday, so a bunch of orders are just going to kind of accumulate, but they'll be packing up and they'll be going out on Monday. So we'll be as fast as you can. Can you co-polyester? Will it replace PLA? I don't know anything about COPE. What is COPE? I'm gonna guess it's not gonna replace PLA because I'm gonna bet it has other properties that make it less helpful. Oh, interesting. Polymaker's making something though. What is this? Let's find out what COPE is. COPE, COPE, COPE. It is same price. Specialized cannot bond, does not bond well with sand, making it unsuitable for multi-material prints, combining PLA. Printing requirements. Looks like lower temp. I don't know. I don't have enough specs about it. Let's see here. What do we got? What are printing temperatures, print settings? Oh, it operates just like PLA, only a little bit colder. I'm going to guess that's bad. Because if it operates like PLA, only colder, then these are AI images on the Polymaker website. That's weird. Uh, that one's not. That one's not. What the heck is this story here? They have, interesting, they have perfectly legitimate models on a few of them. I'm going to guess that I don't know anything about COPE. Explain it more down there, Rick. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it operates the same as PLA. It's similarly priced to PLA. Um, but I'll also get a bet that it has less qualification. Uh, hey, thanks, Hot Plastic. I'll be fine. I'll just be running through the rain, just bundled up. It's like, oh, my sugar, my family, I cannot go on with the life as it is. It's so cold, and all the things. Uh, yeah, what else? Yeah, like seriously, guys, what do we? Oh man, the we gotta get the stream. We gotta get the stream up to 30 concurrents. We gotta get the stream up to 30 concurrents, folks. We gotta do this. I gotta bring my energy back. Gotta bring it back, even though I look like an old woman in a shawl. It's like, oh, okay. So anyhow, I'm fine, just fine. But like, I don't know. Yeah, COP. I don't know anything about it. What do you guys want to talk about? It like print farms and portals and stuff. Is anybody using portals? Is anybody on the stream using portals right now or have any problems or questions? We had things that came up the last week or so. A couple make sure you're uploading parts that are thick enough. Don't have any features smaller than 0.5 millimeters. If you do that, it's just bad. You shouldn't do it in FDM. Um, Preferably nothing smaller than 1 millimeter, so you actually have a thick wall. But like that is what it is. Virtual Scotsman, Sam3D, might be coming soon. Yeah, the Sam3D. I don't know how it's better or different than Meshy or any of the other ones, or heck, freaking Conjure when we built it. The problem is it's still not actually like parametric creation, so there's no dimensionality to it, and they're just PLOY meshes, so they're not ready to go, and they're messy. They're really messy files. But yeah, they'll keep on improving. I think Meshy has already done an upgrade that improves dimensionality quite a bit. But yeah, Sam is still kind of like a reverse photogrammetry kind of thing. So I'm not that impressed with it. It looks good from photos and for video game assets, but all of them look that way for a while. They're still not like dimensionally useful. Can we do print on demand somehow without advertising if we put it on your website? If you put it on portals, you have the chance for organic traffic. But here's the thing, guys. I'm I'm not one of those gurus who's gonna. If you are wanting to start a business and you want to make money from it by doing nothing, don't start a business because there's no easy way out to where there's just like an infinite money glitch of, oh, I post here and I automatically get sales. That's not how it works. That's not how it works on Etsy or Shopify or anything else. So yeah, Portals has organic traffic around, but if you are not actively marketing your business, growing your business, doing whatever else, then you're going to not make a lot of sales. It's just the way it is. So yeah, don't. There's no magic bullet. We've made it as easy as possible because with portals, we took the manufacturing cost from $100,000 and made it zero. Literally, you get a Shopify store for free. You get a shipping partner for free. You get a print farm for free. You get parts out into the world for free, whether you're making 1 or 1 million with no minimum volumes. No one has ever done that before. And that is so fantastically enabling because now you can create a product. And it wasn't possible before. Even if you were like a 3D printing person, you would be like, well, you got to buy a 3D printer and then you got to run it and you got to learn how to use it. That is an expensive thing. Buying and learning how to operate a 3D printer is actually, in reality, about a $2,000 cost. It just is. The fact that that is not part of it anymore, you can upload a file and go, is a really, really big deal. Any other questions, comments from people? Man, the stream from the actual stream to the live, there's like a 4 minute lag of it getting into there. That's hilarious. Okay. Let's see here. Melting Venus. What tolerances do you recommend I use on portals? I use 0.15 on my printer. 0.15 is fine. I generally recommend like 0.2 because you just have material shrinkages that'll be larger than that. So yeah, 0.15 is fine, but kind of on the edge. If you're doing FDM parts, literally the material shrinkage is more important than like the machines. The machines have been high tolerance for years. But yes, making sure that you're compensating for material weirdness is the thing that you really got to do. At what point does it make sense to purchase a new printer based on how fast the available models are improving? I have no idea there, Scott. Um, Printers are consumer electronics products. So I could say, at what point does it make sense to buy a new phone based on how fast available models are improving? When you want to buy a new phone, it's the same thing. I don't see a lot of improvement on printers since Bamboo did the original release of the P1S. Uh, they haven't radically improved since then. We're back into an iterative cycle of improvement and that kind of thing. Um, Ricardo Ferreira, how important is a filament dryer? Is it a gimmick or should we all have one? This is a common misconception. If you're printing PLA, you do not need a filament dryer unless you're in a stupidly humid area. PLA doesn't get wet, not in the way that people think. Now, PETG and nylon do get wet. They are what's called hydroscopic, so they suck water out of the air into themselves. Plastics are not all waterproof, they absorb water. Those you have to have or reasonably need a filament dryer for them, especially if you're a hobbyist who doesn't burn through a kilogram in a day or whatever. So, yeah. Um, okay. No problem there, Scott. You need to make it so we can input the print settings like wall count, infill, because those settings we had when I tried to use won't work for the parts I wanted to make. What are the types of parts that you're making? Or like what is the infill and the wall count that you need? Because generally the thing we recommend is just designing your part so that those walls are that thick. We have a few videos on the channel around like putting micro features and modifiers in CAD so that your parts have whatever settings you want. Because here's the thing with settings. Inputting wall count and all the rest of it, if we give full control of those settings, one person prints a part that's fine, but one person prints a part where extra walls make it warp unfixably. So that's kind of why we're limiting those sorts of things, because the slicer settings need to mesh with the actual design itself. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So the best thing to do is in CAD design in the features that you need so that you actually get what you want where you want it, regardless of print settings. Because if you design it well in CAD, then it'll work on any printer with any material, any layer height, any nozzle size, all the things. It'll just work, as opposed to needing like special slicing setups and that kind of stuff. That's how to get it done in a way that's robust. But yeah, like micro features and that kind of thing. Put like little small holes, tubes, pipes, yeah, still holes, wormholes through the outer edge of your part, and those will reinforce the outer walls if you need thick walls. That's the best way of getting that done. Oh, what do you think about STL subscription services? I think they're great. Like the fact that you can get 35. Here's the thing. Like many people think that when you buy STLs, you're like, oh, there's so much competition. I'm like, no, there's not. No, there's not. We have 8,000 to 9,000 people on Teleport and Portals, businesses who are selling 3D prints on Portals. The occurrence of downloaded models at scale and stuff are so small. There's no competition. There's very little competition, and you have to realize that like a great way of doing this is go to like Thingiverse and go to like the most popular designer you've seen, like Lofted Goods, something like that, one of those top 5 guys. Look at their most recent file and see how many downloads it has. If they have 100 downloads of a file, one of those downloads is intended for like a commercial use, but then that person doesn't necessarily go and actually sell it, even though they got the commercial license. So the whole thing of like everybody else has the file. No, they don't. No one else has the file. Everybody else could get the file, but nobody will do it until you actually have sales. And by the time you have sales, you have more reviews, more traffic, more experience, all this stuff. This is the whole thing of like the idea is not the company or the business. Everything else is the company and the business. Can you go sell those files? That's the thing. It does not matter at all. Literally, here's a perfect example. Tangled filament, our $10 filament. Everybody and their grandma makes filament when we started Tangled. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't do we 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 shouldn't start this because it's dumb because everybody else is doing it. But the fact that we just are really good at execution to where we were able to drop the cost down to $10 per spool, somehow make it workable, and then deliver good quality product, uh, that makes us now one of the larger filament manufacturers in the United States. And it's not because we had a new filament or a different filament. We make black PLA. But one of the decisions we made was to make only black and to just get really good at it and make it super cheap. What do you think of DJI investing in Elegoo? Keep it real and toasty. Oh, weird. I hadn't heard about that. Um, DJI invested in Elegoo? That's weird because Bamboo is ex DJI guys. DJI invest in Elegoo. Is this the thing? Oh, weird. Oh, that's cool. Let's see here. I want to read this. Let's do the news. DJI is hands down the biggest provider. They have 14,000 employees. Annual revenue is close to $4 billion, and an estimated private valuation of US 15 billion. Okay. Corporate news sites has a large amount of money into Elegoo's company. How much was the investment? But multiple sources suggest it's between 25 and 75 million. Oh, DJI is going to start making 3D printers. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's interesting that Elegoo got that and Bamboo didn't. Bamboo was probably too big and was not taking investment. And DJI was like, oh, I want to go ahead and get into 3D printers in some kind of a way. That's crazy. It makes sense. Like, of the printer manufacturers out there, Elegoo is the most technically advanced next to Bamboo itself. So it aligns with what DJI is doing. They have a similar sort of design style and look and that kind of stuff, especially on the Centauri Carbon. Uh, that is fantastic that that is what's going on. Like there's just so that's so interesting because you never, I don't know, for Elegoo to get $75 million from a $15 billion company, that's a big deal. All right, at least Elite Investment Education. Thanks for the info. I'll check out the video you mentioned. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, stick the micro features into parts, and that'll radically improve your prints all the time. A lot of them have been recent videos. Look at some of our breaking videos and that kind of stuff. All right. Who else? What else questions we have? Okay. This is probably going to be a shorter stream, guys. We're probably, well, I don't know. I've been running now. How long has it been going already? It's already gone for 20. Yeah, we'll probably run for like 45 minutes. I'm going to guess because I am sick. I'm tired, and want to go home. But no, got to do this so people can get help with their teleport portals and selling stuff. Are you planning to add fuzzy scan options to Portal's teleport? It would be great to have that option to simplify the pipeline of posting. Simplify the pipeline. Can you elaborate on simplify the pipeline of posting? Takes 30 seconds to upload a portal. Adding in fuzzy skin as an option will be coming because it's a software upgrade to the whole thing and it doesn't mess with printability or anything else there. So we have it will be coming. We're working on it there. Right, you might have saw that recently, a couple weeks ago, we allowed people to toggle supports on and off. We're working on refining that. But like right now, during this season, teleport portals, everything else is kind of frozen. Because if we do a deploy of new features and stuff right now, it could break something for people who are currently running through Black Friday. And we definitely don't want that during Black Friday. So we just don't, to avoid using multiple tools to get things into portals. Oh, you're applying the fuzzy skin in an external and then uploading the portals. Gotcha. That's fair. Yes, it is coming, but we are working. But yeah, we just can't do it here during this season because all of the existing users will have too many problems. A problem whenever you push software or deploy a new product, something will go wrong with the product always. So just to avoid things going wrong with the product, you just don't release anything. And like Teleport and Portals is one of the fastest to ship types of software out there. We have pushed 1 to 2 major new features every week for the last many weeks since Portals was released. So like we had templates turned loose last week. Did some updates on it and some refinement. Supports on off the week before that, and then extra colors adding in all the time. Oh, more extra colors should be coming through. What's up, Slant3D? Um, but yeah, there's just so much stuff going out that we need to stop. And now the team is building all this stuff in the background, and it'll all turn loose here in the nearest future, but it won't be for a bit. Um, we gotta get through the season. Uh, all right. What else? Is Teleport compatible with Square? The options are showing up, but they are showing up with the same SKU. If they're showing up with the same SKU, then they may be inserted in the same SKU inside of Square. Teleport does work with Square. If you guys Square website or like a purchase one there, are you using Square as like a checkout at like a table where you're trying to use Teleport to fulfill orders after people buy them at a table? I don't know about the SKU structure on there, but you might have to dig deeper on that. Square websites absolutely have SKUs on per product, so you got to make sure that in Square you have the SKU set for each one of your products. That's my first like thought about how to go. But yeah, Teleport works with every e-commerce website. It recently got, a few weeks ago, got an upgrade so that it implements with TikTok Shop totally for free, which is a big old deal. There will be more stuff around that. Like TikTok Shop is still wildly underutilized by everybody. But TikTok Shop will be coming out here pretty darn soon. Have you seen the Stone Wolf 3D printer? Oh, Lone Wolf 3D printer? I haven't seen that. Shalom Handler. Um, Lone Wolf 3D printer. Maybe it is Stone Wolf. Sorry. I can't tell if it's misspelled or that's actually how it is. Oh, Stone Wolf. Gotcha. Oh yeah, this machine. I've seen this machine. Yeah, it was at the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fair. Um, I'm glad somebody's making an Uber machine. Like, I think that's good. I don't have too many other opinions about it beyond that. I think it's pretty reasonably affordable, reasonably created for the what it is. Oh yeah, it's a pellet machine. Yeah, yeah, looks cool. Or no, it's not a pellet machine. It has the external tube as the air blower. That was the coolest thing. It has a fan that blows through a tube up into the head of the machine. I really like that, even though it adds a lot of weight to the overall part. But oh, it was at Formnext too. Oh, cool. Oh well, that makes sense. That they'd be at Formnext. They're right down the road. They're based in the Czech area. They're right near Prusa. The Greetings from Greece. Your videos help me extremely with editing my designs to suit 3D printing. Thank you. I am trying multicolor TPU and multi-material also. Do you have recommendations for printers? Yeah, I don't recommend printers, guys. I don't know what the good printers are, and like we manufacture our printers in house for our machines. We have one third-party machine that we use for some overflow, but we'll always be using kind of our own machines because you have to. In order to build a print farm, you have to use internal machines. There's no one who's really made a print farm machine yet, so we'll keep on doing that. uh, but yeah, we don't recommend machines. We don't market machines. We don't sponsor or encourage machines. Machines are machines. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. I'm not a tech reviewer. I'm not a 3D printer reviewer. That's not my zone. Okay. What else have we got? Will we sell the machines we make? No. We used to. In 2020, 2021, we released a version of our Slant box machine that was called the Mason. Now, the Mason was a very good machine for the time. But the issue with selling machines is that you have an entirely separate business with an exceptional amount of support. And production machines, the design of a production machine versus the design of a consumer device is just so different. A consumer device is meant to keep people from burning their fingers, getting into trouble, and that kind of stuff. But a production machine is about maintenance, reliability, and the ability to dig into it and change it. But you don't want consumers to be able to dig into the device. Not to be Jobsian about it, but like consumers will just always screw up the object and then say your thing broke. This is the problem with like DIY devices is that as people DIY with them, people make mistakes. It's like saying everybody should change their own oil, but then somebody leaves a plug out of the bottom of the pan and they say, your car drained all the oil out on the ground. And we're like, you didn't put the pan in the plug in the thing. But we got to smile and nod. So it's just very difficult to run a consumer device company. I appreciate everybody who has, but like customer support on it is just so difficult, especially if you're building a DIY or highly involved, repairable sort of an object, because people will screw up the repair because it is a technical process. And you want to work with an audience that is interested in it and is competent. But then you always have your day ruined by somebody who thinks that they can change the oil in their car and they shouldn't. They should just go down and have somebody else change their oil. Um, so no, we won't end up selling machines again. It's possible that as like print farms start to take off, we would create like a print farm business or something like that. But like that's also outside of our purview. We're working to make it so that a kid in Africa can make a part and deliver it to somebody in New York City. So our jobs over the next years or so are to build a lot more giant print farms. So like our main print farm here is spec'd out for 3,000 machines. We need to build a few more of those. And then also ensure that like when people list stuff on portals or teleport that they're getting sales, that we're building out the advertising structure for that because that's like the next area for it. So just continually iterating on those things because like portals, again, portals is a fantastic product that has made the cost of creating a product zero, and we have to keep on harping on that because it's nowhere near done. We'll probably be adding in things like carbon fiber and some other sorts of materials like that here in the new year after we get through the Christmas season. So there'll be a big old ramp of stuff in the new year. But yeah, we'll go from there. Also, the API. Last night, I was still a little bit foggy, but I was running through our API docs and that kind of stuff, and then I ended up vibe coding a quick app. Our API is really good. Our API is really good. It is, I recommend going on to Lovable, and then you can just paste in our API documentation, and it will write up an app that will let somebody upload an STL, see a preview spinning there, and then publish it very easily. So people should make a whole bunch of STL generators and that kind of stuff that just do it. Oh, also, by the way, we just released in the API the ability to generate AutoSCAD code. So there's a call where you can send a block of OpenSCAD code into the API, and then it will return a generated STL for you that is stored in our file system, so you don't even necessarily need a backend for it. So that is a really cool feature that just got released. So you can use our API for obviously creating prints, that's what it's for, but we had it in one call where you can generate models from OpenSCAD code submitted to it. So you could build an OpenSCAD editor for people or like a FreeCAD and plug it in. Like there's all these things that can be done now. It's really cool. Do you think 3D printing will ever be accepted into stores like Walmart or Target? Already is. There's a company literally just like 2 weeks ago, a company named Wiglets started selling in Target. They're fidget toys. But those were sold in Target. And so it's happening already. And even back in 2018, 2019, I had a product that was called Little Bots, and those were in retail. Not Walmart, but like they were in retail stores. So 3D printing has been able to go into retail for a long time, but you're dealing with like a societal adoption curve where you need these items to need the rest of the world to kind of catch up to what 3D printing can do. Because all of us are kind of early adopters to where we see it like 5 years ahead of time. So whenever you see something here that you think is an obvious new thing, it's going to be 5 years before the rest of the world starts to see it. So that's just the curve you kind of got to deal with because you're dealing with humans. It's like ChatGPT came out, whatever, 2 years ago, but it's 5 years until like we really start seeing real big deployments and that kind of stuff. I'm having a hard time figuring out what is the best way to print pipe connectors with 4 and 3 ways. Any advice? Don't design them like a pipe. Turn it into a brick with 4 holes in it, or a brick with 3 holes in it. That's my advice. Don't design like the stuff's been designed. The Stonewolf 3D printer is the best printer for 2PU by far, but it's not going to be multicolor till next year. Oh, I hope they don't turn it into multicolor. Do you have engineers designing and building the printers, or are you outsource it? No, we design them in house. Yeah. I lead the printer design team. Um, all of the machines up through version 14, I was lead engineer on. The more recent ones have had more people in the kitchen. But yeah, the what the heck is this? Um, um, the so yeah, all of our machines are designed and developed fully in house. Never ever will America do anything here. What's this? Ashley Bevis. You can do stuff here right now. If you are based in Africa, Portals is open and available to you, which is an American company creating a resource that you can upload a file from and start selling items in the USA without international shipping. We built very intentionally for that kind of stuff. So yeah, the so we are in Africa. We're doing all that kind of stuff. It's a resource that's on the internet that's available for everybody so that anybody with a laptop can now create products and sell into the US market. And you don't have international shipping, you don't have to know logistics, or you don't even have to know manufacturing. If you have the laptop and an internet connection, you can get it done there. Um, do you have a video about showcasing the printers? No, I don't think we've ever showcased the printers. It's not really useful. Showing off the rules for our videos is that the videos have to be helpful for the viewer, and showing off our printers doesn't help the viewer because they're not purchasable, they're not replicatable, and there's parts of them that we just can't show because it's proprietary. It's one of our trade secrets. So there's just not a lot of value in that video. I say we have these printers. They show up in B-roll of a lot of our past videos. So if you watch any of our videos, you will see the printers probably fly by at some point. Or the older versions of them. Like I say, we have version through 4 through version 14 are all in active use still in some capacity. Versions 1 through 3 have all been deprecated and thrown out, and then the more recent one version, we're on version 18, which is going to, oh well, version 15 is in production too and use. 16, 17 were both dead designs, so we're working on version 18 right now. And those will be turning loose in the new year. But yeah, we're continuously iterate on the machines. And as soon as we see a new way of getting it done, we'll get it done. The biggest one with the version 18 one is a change in design of the extruder head, kind of a fundamental redesign from what our existing heads are. It's been a very difficult manufacturing challenge because the head is so complex, but it still has to be machinable from a block of aluminum. So it's how to get that done while still making it manufacturable has been a challenge. And it's like, oh, why don't you 3D print it in metal? And I'm like, we've thought about it, but it actually is not like good enough to do that. And there's just kind of problems with it. We've thought about that. A metal 3D printed head would be sick, but it doesn't get down to the cost that we want to target. People build their own. Shalom Handler, where are you coming from? What's your background there? We're always happy to have other people around. Wait, are you the Wolf 3D printer? Or Stone 3D printer? Are you just saying, hey, have you seen the Stone 3D printer? And you're actually on the team designing it? Is that what this is? That'd be cool. I'll quiz you about stuff. That'd be fun. I'm looking to 3D print an indicator when somebody is working too hard, getting sick, and needs to take care of themselves by taking a day off. Where should I direct Portals to send to you? Now, life is hard, and then you deal with it. When you're in pain, you know you're moving in the right direction. This is how we do this. Thanks, Greg. Um, I'm not working too hard. I'm working as hard as is necessary to get this done so that it's possible for people to make products without having to build a whole factory themselves. Um, and it's Christmas, and this is just part of the gig. Giovanni Fiscon. Question: can I upload to Portals a hammer that I designed, even when it has holes to increase the infill pattern and make the parts stronger? Am I allowed to use this design trick? Yeah, absolutely. That design trick was created. Like we bring that design trick up all the time for Portals. Go crazy. If it is an SDL model, upload whatever you want. And yeah, absolutely use those modifiers and stuff inside of there. That's very highly encouraged. Please, please do that. I just watched the video on joints today. What you taught me will influence my designs till I die, probably. Oh, thanks, Kip Simpson. Yeah, I'm glad that the videos have been useful. It's really, really encouraging. The whole team enjoys the fact that we make videos that people like to have and use, and that are useful to everybody. I was talking about this, I think I might have talked about this in podcast the other day, but like the videos we think of as an extension of the product. Like if you are using teleport or portals, all of these videos are here to help you use teleport and portals better. Now they have the side benefit of being applicable in a lot of other areas too. But like the video itself, the videos themselves are part of what we do. And that helps to inform the videos. Because like here in the last month, a lot of you guys probably saw ads from us. I'm sure a lot of you probably saw sponsored posts and videos that were a little bit more shilly than normal. We pushed really hard on ads for the last few months last month or two, because we really wanted a maximum number of users on Teleport and Portals going into the Christmas season so that people who joined up would get the best experience with the app possible, because during Christmas you probably sell some. That'll go down here back in the new year. We'll go back to pure content, but like we had to do this kind of icky big old push to get people in as fast as we possibly could. But now we're back to just regular content, and we're restructuring the content and trying to figure it out how to do like more of this kind of stuff, but also like more personal stuff, so that we could see change how it works. Question: chicken pot pie or soup? Oh, I am definitely going for soup. Soup is amazing. Soup is like an amazing food. Chicken pot pie depends on where it's coming from. I don't mind meat pies. I like meat pies fine. But chicken pot pie, I don't have a lot of great memories of, and the crust is always weird. But I also only had like the microwave ones. If somebody actually made a good meat pie, I'd probably enjoy that a ton. But absolutely soup. Soup is easy. Shalom. No, I'm not Stone. I'm 16 and I've been printing for the past 4 years. I'm a professional 3D model for 3D printing in the USA. Oh, nice, man. That's awesome. If you're 16, that's awesome, dude. You are gonna do really well, because like 3D printing, it's gonna keep on getting bigger. You're in a great spot for a job and that kind of stuff, or for starting something up. If you're a 3D modeler who's actually good, that is even more valuable. Because here's the thing. We built a big old giant print farm where anybody can upload a file and start selling it. The print farm is kind of like an iPhone. It makes it possible for people to now distribute apps through it. The apps of 3D printing are the 3D models. And people don't recognize this, but like the 3D models are the new applications of 3D printing. If you solve a problem, you are now able to create an object to solve something in the real world and have it delivered to anyone in the world just by uploading it. It is the same as like building Uber and then just uploading it to the App Store, and then anybody can now get a car ride wherever they are. The same thing applies now that there are these giant print farms around. So if you can design items that solve people's problems and just upload it to places like Portals, anyone in the world can now use it. And that's a really big deal. And will change how a lot of stuff works, because there's parts, and manufacturing, and everything else. If you can design parts for FDM exclusively, that's a big one, because a lot of people just don't know how to do it. So good on you, dude. I'm very into printing TPU shoes and open source, so that's why I like Stone 3D. Oh, the TPU shoes. Yeah, the TPU shoes are a good area. they've been getting a new push on it the last few years because there's actually been some good designers in it, and you have like Zellerfeld and the other guys qualifying it. I'm not fully on board with them yet. Does anybody know? Does anybody have any of the Zellerfeld shoes? I haven't seen any of the Zellerfeld shoes in like recent months. But have they started putting an inner liner into them to where they're not crocky? They need like just a bottom insole, just a fabric thing that glues down inside of there. I'll bet they haven't done it because it needs to glue down inside of there, which really messes with their stuff. And I've seen some packing videos. And actually, I don't think they have an internal liner, but like it's all that kind of thing. Um, are there any services like yours in Europe? Print and fulfill. We print and fulfill to Europe. But as far as print farms over there, I'm not sure. Um, we'll have a print farm going up in Europe here soonish. Can't talk about that too much, but like the issue is with us like building a print farm in Europe is that the rules of it all are very odd. You guys make it so hard to start companies over there. I'm not even like in Germany. In Germany, if you're starting up an Etsy store, you're supposed to have a bank account with $20,000 in it or something like that, which is the dumbest thing ever. That's just I'm sorry to the Germans, but that's the dumbest thing ever. Um, and other places there's just so much registration. Things like Spain has really weird like invoicing laws. It's just weird for us to operate over there. But the other part of it is that the U.S. is the biggest economy on the planet. We buy most of the stuff that people make. So for us as a company, we're like we need to own the USA in order to make sure that we have it covered. Because going international right now would be kind of a dilution and doesn't add a lot as much value as people think it does. It's generally better to sell more stuff in the United States until you possibly cannot sell any more stuff, which is millions and millions of parts. And then you can go international once you have really good distribution, because then you have a brand that will go across. I might work with Zellerfeld. Oh, so you're in that area? Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, Zellerfeld is a service that prints and ships stuff over there. If you're a shoe designer, you can upload a file of one of their marketplace and get it sold around. I'd be fascinated. Has anybody sold shoes through Zellerfeld right now? I'd be fascinated to know what the process is for a designer. We should dig up one of those designers and bring them on podcast. That'd be fascinating to know. Great. I've been poking you about bringing Slant3D to Canada. I really think Toronto and Vancouver would be a solid place for you all to jump in. Uh, Canada's like half international. Yeah, you're not gonna like this, Gray, but you guys are like America light. We used to be. Okay, no. Yeah, Toronto, not Toronto, Vancouver has been like on our radar to do. It's surprising how much 3D printing is in Canada. But here, great. I could use your help on this. Like, what is the giant disadvantage of having items shipped across Canada borders? Because right now I think it costs $14 to ship something into Canada for the most part. What other benefit does a print farm inside of Canada create? Because when we've been like rolling out like locations, we thought about like why don't we just do it in Seattle and then ship parts across the river once a day or something like that, that then are delivered inside of Canada or made in Canada or whatever it was. And I don't know. I don't know. So I'd love feedback from a Canadian about where the big values are there. Um, Question: if I designed a chessboard with a lot of pieces, how can I use portals? I don't want to cheat and upload a lot of parts on a single build plate, but I don't know other ways to do it. You can upload. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, and it will radically improve the quality of your parts by not putting dozens or hundreds of them on a print bed. Just batch them. We say like batch like 5 parts to a print bed. So if you have a chessboard, you can put it across multiple print beds. So you can have 5 white squares, 5 white squares, 5 white squares, and then 5 black squares, 5 black squares, 5 black squares, all on different build plates. So just upload those files separately and then set the colors for them. And when you're creating the match, you're just like, here's this file. I need it in white. I need 2 of them. Here's this file. I need it in black. I need 3 of those. So you can do multi-part batching. If you're in Portals, just toggle the little advanced tab when in the product creator, and that's where you can do those multi-file stuffs, and it's still free. So that feature is still totally free. Um, why do prints that use your black tangle filament cost more than most other filaments? I would expect the filament you make yourself in large quantity costs less. It doesn't. Black PETG is more expensive, but black PLA isn't more expensive than the other colors. If it is, let me know. Shoot us a screenshot because maybe there's a software bug or something. Shoot an email over to support@slant3d.com if you're seeing black PLA be more expensive, because black PLA should be the most affordable one in teleport and portals. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Because yeah, it should be the most affordable. Zellerfeld has not glued things in the shoe, but they have important like texture to be extremely comfortable and durable. It doesn't rip up your socks like the other printed shoes. Yes, Zellerfeld's done a great job in creating a textile out of TPU and creating the material that they use to make it softer. But it's still kind of crocky, is the issue that I have. It's comfortable. It's very comfortable. But like getting into them with socks and that kind of stuff is kind of not the greatest because it's sticky, and that kind of stuff. I did speak to them about making some sort of orthotic integrated in the shoes or universal orthotic insert latch for the issues, since many people, including me, wear orthotics. That's fair, but doesn't that come? They're putting in custom scanners and stuff to where the shoe itself should be the orthotic. Literally, there's a company in New York that does a custom scan of your feet, not from a phone, but like a detailed scan, to where there should be to where the shoe becomes the orthotic and has the arch support. Whatever it takes to keep the heat on. What's up, Frank? Oh, it's not the heat. I'm sick. I have a fever. Uh, I gotta get out of here because this studio is giving me a fever. Plus, you also get the vaunted maple leaves. Yes. Look into what's happening with bourbon. Canadians ferociously buy homegrown. Okay, vociferously. Um, Gotcha. That's fair. But do we count, Gray? Do we count as homegrown as a U.S. company stepping in? Would that really differentiate? Because I would. There's a few ways I would describe myself, and I'm pretty sure I am not very Canadian. I don't. I think I would be somewhat boorish for Canadians, especially. We're not going to Toronto. We're going to Vancouver. But if I was going to Toronto, I'm pretty sure every Canadian around there would hate me. But, so I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, Gabe down the street. He's he's Canadian." No, he's not. He's not. He's some damn American who showed up or whatever it was. Have you ever used ChatGPT as a product prototyper? I use it to turn my bad art to good-looking designs that I can reverse engineer. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Use ChatGPT all the time for cleaning stuff up. Um, I had mentioned earlier that the API has like OpenSCAD code generation now. Um, Use ChatGPT to generate OpenSCAD code, and then you can feed it into there, and it'll send back all kinds of nifty little things. So you can have your model generated, and then you can send that model back again to have it 3D printed. I'm in Canada and I never buy Canadian. I don't just the product by its nationality is worth is that matters. Yeah, that's fair, Mike. Um, that's exactly what I was talking about with the shoe becoming orthotic. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, Pursuit of extraordinary. Maybe this is a stupid question, but do you have a schedule for this live streams? Can I look up when the next one or something like? Yeah, these live streams always happen midday on Sunday. Is the main one. And then during the week, we film live streams also, kind of as they come when it's available. I've done a couple where I shoot a live stream while filming actual videos. And then we've started live streaming the actual recording of the core podcast. So the actual podcast came out earlier today, which has the beginning of it, which I filmed live, and then and recorded, and then we mashed that together with the interview and then publish it. And then there is the actual live stream. So this live stream happens on Sunday. I have been filming the live stream of the podcast. It generally happens on Wednesday nights, and then other live streams as they come. So they've been very impromptu, but this one is always on Sunday. I would love to see a podcast with design designers from Zellerfeld and engineers from the company itself. We're trying Zellerfella, Cornelius. He and I have known each other since like 2018 or so. The founder of Zellerfeld. So Slant3D did some early prototypes for Zellerfeld when they were getting started, when they were deciding should we outsource or should we do it ourselves. And they needed to do it themselves because what they were doing was so specific. But the anyway, the what they got done was very impressive. But yeah, we're trying to get Cornelius on. He and I literally chatted on LinkedIn like a couple of days ago. So we're trying to get him onto the podcast, but he's a tough person to nail down because he's busy doing stuff. Yes, you build here, you sell here, you're Canadian. We're cultural music. That's the point of us. That's fair. And we still love guys like Mike. What do you mean? Yeah. Somebody hasn't watched Sliders. Watched Sliders lately? Oh, gotcha. The Canadians are having a go down there in the comments. That's the worst Canadian accent anyway. Hang on, let me go Midwestern. Oh jeez, you all are fighting down there. Oh my gosh, it's turning Irish. Oh jeez, you all be nice to each other down there in the comments. Oh, hey, it's so easy to go from Canadian like, oh hey, you guys are down there in the comments. Midwestern is without the hey. Oh, geez, it's so wonderful to have you guys home this weekend. You never know when people are going to come around. And then there's Irish, which, oh, geez, it's so great to have you guys around here. You never know when people are coming down. Which then turns into British. Oh, geez, it's so great to have you all here. Oh, wait, that was Scottish. Anyhow. This is totally 3D printing related. Slant3D print farm in Europe. You're amazing. Thank you, Giovanni. Yeah. I don't know how to respond to compliments on the comments, guys. I really appreciate that, like, you guys like what we're doing, and that's awesome. And it is really great to have a community that likes what we're doing and is really excited about what we're doing. And we're trying to continue to do more good stuff and also not screw that up. But it's like, I am such a repressed German Catholic that I'm just like, I don't know how to deal with a compliment when it comes by. But thank you, Giovanni. That's really, really big. It's a really big deal, and I appreciate that you like it because it is really cool to have a community that likes what we do. If you are already considering this to go to Hungary, there are 9% taxes on companies like yours. If you are already considering this, go to Hungary. Like yours, the economy needs new companies. That's fair. Hungary has been on the decision making. When we've been making the decisions, we're like, okay, it's been like Spain, France, or yeah, Hungary's been in the discussions. France because we have people there already, and then Hungary, or not Hungary, Spain because Spain had good kind of regulatory infrastructure around it all. What software do you recommend for modeling besides Fusion 360? I like it, but it's too expensive, and I miss a lot of features that the paid version has. Depends on what you want to do. Shaper, I'm going to shill Shaper because we're an affiliate for them. Go click on one of our videos, and there's a link to Shaper down there. You can get a discount on it. Shaper's kind of cool if you're like an iPad user or an Apple user. But other than that, do whatever. Unfortunately, most are still in tribal thinking. I blame sports, mindless cheering for side, ignoring their evils while happening on the others. Being boots on the ground here for you in Vancouver would be good. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. I still don't know how we do it in Canada, but yeah, fair enough. Shoot me a message on LinkedIn. I'll hit you up. Here's the thing. I'll tell you my response rate right now is really terrible. So I will probably go check LinkedIn, send you a response so I know that I qualified you before, but then I may accidentally ghost you for a month or two. And I apologize for that, but I don't check my LinkedIn enough, and it's not the place to communicate. And I also am not communicating enough on my emails, just because I'm doing this stuff and I'm sick and things. Just popped open and hope you're feeling well, man. Happy holidays. Thanks. Fight like a brave. I've been using plasticity. I'm not a CAD designer. Learning plasticity is cool. Yeah, if you're doing that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it. Any other final questions before we wrap it up? I'll do 2 or 3 more. I must be living under a rock. There are a few CNC products that look like starting to improve the process, like the Jimitsu Kubiko. You can almost do the voice of Megabyte from the 30-year-old Canadian CGI cartoon reboot, originally voiced by the British actor Tony Jay. That's hilarious. This 1980s show voiced by a British guy could be voiced by an American guy doing a Midwestern accent that falls into Irish. Hot plastic. Thanks, Slant. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Thank you, man. You too. Alrighty, everybody. I'm gonna shut it down. Have a good one, guys. See you later.